Yeah, I'm recording.
Okay, so my story starts pretty much like back when I was growing up. I had a pretty decent life until about my parents' divorce. I ended up living with my dad, and my baby brother lived with my mom. So they actually split us up. And it was hard for me because I always thought the reason that my parents' divorce was because of me. And that led to me overeating as a child. And it was actually my mother's actions of infidelity and I didn't realize that until I was an adult. And then my father remarried this absolutely horrible woman. When I was a child, she had a toothache, and what would a 7-year-old do? Bring the person Tylenol, right? And she was literally banging a baseball bat on the floor, screaming at me, and then she clocked me in the nose. So because I brought her pain medicine. So I was abused as a child. And my dad remained married to her. And then she was addicted to drugs, and my father was a drug dealer. So what's going to happen? I became sexually active when I was 11 years old. I started doing drugs when I was 10. Like hardcore drugs, not marijuana and stuff like that. I'm talking like meth addict. So yeah. And I was headed down this road of darkness and pain and all this. So I became a United States Marine in 2004. I graduated boot camp and moved to 29 Palms, California. And out there, I love my job. I met some of the best people in the entire world. I'm still friends with them to this day. But since I've always struggled with my eating and I've always been short and stocky, even though I was like a bodybuilder for the Marine Corps and all that, I was still overweight. And that's still, you have to diet down for those things. And it was just it was a total mess up in my brain. And I actually became anorexic. I smoked 3 packs of cigarettes a day because I got too big for the Marine Corps body lifting wise. And then they told me I wasn't allowed to do it anymore. So I ended up, becoming anorexic because I was too big. Once you stop bodybuilding like that, but you're still consuming that many calories, but you're not working out like that, you guys know your body doesn't work that way. So I was married to this really rotten dude that beat the crap out of me. He actually hairline fractured my skull right here. Beaten as a child, grew up, usually marry someone that beats you. Sadly, it's true, but it happens. At this point, I just wanted to die. So anyway, I moved from 29 Palms to Quantico, Virginia. That's where I met my husband now, Aaron. We've been married going on 6 years. But then the Marine Corps finally told me that the PTSD and everything, my knees, my back, everything, I'm done. I was medically retired and permanently disabled through the VA in 2011. At this time, I blew up to 198 pounds. I went from 130 to 190 in a very short time. And so I started doing some searching on YouTube. I found P90X. I tried to do it by myself and failed. And then so in 2012, we moved to Georgia. I became pregnant. I was already overweight at this time. And then I started drinking Shakeology by myself. I had a coach, but she was never around. But I can say that I drank Shakeology and I didn't have to take prenatals. So that was pretty awesome. But I was still overweight. And my doctor was very concerned about that. And I got up to 255 pounds. So that brings me pretty much to today. We live in North Carolina. My husband rejoined the Army because he was out at that time. So he came back in and rejoined the Army. He started in the Marine Corps. He wanted me to say that, sorry. And then he got out, and then he rejoined the Army. And I don't know. Right now I've done the 21-day fix, and I've finally finished PiYo, guys. Okay. You guys heard my big secret. I never finished a workout program. Please do not kill me, Angel, but I never did. I would start and then I stopped. And then I was diagnosed with Lyme disease and I almost died. You guys know that. You followed me on that one. But I was doing size, but then I was diagnosed. But I've never finished a workout program. Plyo was my first one. But now I think I truly found my soulmate workout with hammer and chisel. I absolutely love it. But I have lost over 50 pounds with this and sticking with it and having you guys and just not giving up. So basically, I just want to say, just don't give up. It doesn't matter if you start, stop. I mean, we always fail at something. Failure is just learning something new. And that's my story.
All right. Wow. First of all, I mean, I knew a lot of that stuff. I don't know if a lot of other people have, but I've been coaching you for a while now. So, but the one thing that I mean, you have such sad parts of your story. You just I want you to talk more about how those things have impacted you today, like how you've overcome them. Always talk, it's easy to just say this is what I went through, but this is where I'm going. This is where I'm at now. And I'm, it's not like you're grateful for those things, but that's what's led you here. And another thing that I wanted to say was you kind of were just I was 255 pounds and now I'm here. You want a little bit more of a transition there. Did you have an aha moment? What just clicked? What made it click? I'm not saying that's the end of your story. It's just, there should be something else in there that's why you started to change, and that's why you're going to continue to change. And also, don't assume that everybody knows your story. You just were oh, you guys, you follow me and not everybody sees your posts. I'm going to say that right now. There's a lot of people that have no idea what's going on in my life. And even though I post a lot, just because you're posting doesn't mean everybody knows. So don't assume that people know something. You don't want to repeat yourself, but you do want to, imagine that that's a new, somebody is seeing your post for the first time. Just think about that when you post. Does anybody else want to say anything?
Yes. Holy shit, I didn't know most of that. I knew about the Lyme disease because I've seen you post about it in the coaching group. But yeah, I didn't know any of that. And you telling that story to us right now, it made you so much more relatable than I've ever seen you before. And another thing that I would, because you're married again, and you said that people that were abused as children tend to marry people that are abusive. So assuming that you're in a good relationship, because I don't really know much about that, but assuming that you're in a good relationship, I'd like to know if somehow, because I know personal development has helped me a lot in different ways like that. I would like to know if somehow that has helped too. That would be a really good part of your story that I would be interested in knowing more about. And that's it.
I was gonna say, I didn't really know much of that either. I did see a post a while ago where I think you mentioned some of those things, and it was really, I mean, I couldn't even. It was kind of just not that I couldn't read all the way through it, but I just felt so overwhelmed by the stuff that you've gone through. And first of all, let's just say too, you've come so far in such a short period of time. And honestly, I can't even explain it. I'm super, super proud of you. You're doing awesome. And the things that you've been through, like we said with the other people too, you guys have so many things that you guys know, that you should be doing, and these things that you could be sharing. And that's the scary part, is actually sharing them. So you guys don't need to go Chastity, you said all these things about, your history of abuse and stuff like that. And you don't need to necessarily, or anybody, when you're talking about those things, you don't have to come out straight out and say all the details of it or whatever, but just say you could just fit it in there. You know what I mean? So you have these struggles that you're going through. You don't necessarily need to just put them out there, all the details, because that's the scary part. You don't necessarily want to share all the hairy, scary details, but if you just kind of like take your time and even like breadcrumb the breadcrumb type thing, like kind of put little pieces out there until you're comfortable sharing that whole thing. It'll make it a lot easier for you, and you'll feel probably better about it too, because I'm sure that, I know for me, getting things off my chest feels better. And it's your Facebook, so like if people don't like it, they don't have to read it, you know what I mean? And you're going to attract your target market, and putting yourself out there is really what's going to do that. So good job, and don't be afraid to share. You're awesome.
All right, Krista, even though you're no video.
Hear me?
Yeah.
Hello? Okay, we'll see. I don't know how good my internet's gonna be. But so basically I did a video about this yesterday on my wall, but I've been overweight my entire life pretty much. I haven't been under 300 pounds since my sophomore year in high school. And I think it really kept me from doing a lot of things, putting myself out there in different aspects. Like, I never dated. I didn't even have my first kiss until I was 20. Never had a boyfriend until I was 22. So it really held me back. I want to say, trying to think when I met my daughter's father. I think I was 23 when I met him. It happened fast. I got pregnant. I was 340 pounds when I got pregnant with Savannah. I didn't gain a whole lot of weight when I was pregnant, but probably like 8 pounds. So not too bad. But he left me a week before she was born. So, and I was pretty much, I had been spending all of my money on trying to get our house and everything in place. And he left me, I had $400 in my bank account. And, a week away from having a baby, I wasn't going to be working for 2 months. So that was pretty much my bills for the next month coming up. I had to move back in with my parents and pretty much start everything all over. So after she was born, I thought breastfeeding would help me lose weight because I was burning up calories, but I actually started eating a whole lot more than I should have. And after I had her, I initially lost the baby weight because I lost her, like giving birth to her was my baby weight pretty much. But I was up to 360 pounds, and I felt like crap. My joints, my knee joints were starting to really bother me. Like I couldn't, not that I could stand for long periods of time, but my legs are always aggravated, and sitting too long, I was aggravated. And at work, the one building that I actually work in now is 3 stories. I was winded by the time I got to the second story. I was in really, really bad shape. So I think it was April 2014. One of my friends from college actually, she approached me about the 21-day fix. And, I figured then I didn't really have anything to lose. So I bought it, just the program, not the Shakeology, because I didn't have the money for the Shakeology at that point. But I got the program. I did 3 rounds, and I lost 42 pounds. So, I was excited. 42 pounds is a lot. And I got to a point, and actually I'm to this point right now too, but I had skipped a period and I was freaking out and I slacked off and I just never got back into it. And I think I turned back to food when things weren't going the right way. So I pretty much gained all the weight back, like not immediately, but I gained it back nevertheless. And like the support from that coach wasn't there at all. So I'm trying to think when I met Jill. Actually, I still am a Jamberry consultant, but I hosted a party for a mutual friend, and she she bought a few wraps and we got to talking, and I think I went back to school and there was a fundraiser for a family that I worked with the son, and they were doing a PIO Live event. And I had mentioned it to her, and we're talking about Beachbody, and she's like, "Oh, I'm a coach." And I'm like, "Really?" Because I have a coach, but she's like not there for me at all. And depending on how I liked PIO Live, I was gonna go like all in, by PIO, get Shakeology, and I loved it live. So I switched Jillian to my coach, and I got the challenge pack. So a couple months went by. Actually, it was this time last year. Jill sent me a message. You're so crazy. Why are you paying full price for your Shakeology? I'm like, you know what? Yeah, that is crazy. So I signed up just to be a discount coach. And I didn't go all in right away. I still had different things like personally I was struggling with. So I'd start a program, I'd see some success, but then I was stressed out, or something emotionally happened and I turned back to food, and just yo-yoed a lot. But I think like over the summer I started like hardcore with size, and that was really good because I got to meet a lot of the ladies on the team, and there was a lot of support there. I don't remember exactly how much I lost, but then November, with the holidays coming, I really wanted to push through the holidays and lose. And with the big coaches challenge, December, I lost 25 pounds. Now I'm actually down over 60 pounds total, and I am the lightest I've been since I said like 10th or 11th grade in high school. So yeah, I don't know if I should add any more, but that's my story.
No, you have a lot of really, really good things in there. The biggest thing that I would say is you have a lot of little stories in there. I would definitely break those down. Like, say, how you said you were left a week before your
You're
daughter.
like cut out. I can't hear you now. No.
Can you hear me at all? Oh, well, I'll talk and then you can hopefully hear it on the replay. Can everybody hear me?
I can hear you fine. She has bad internet connection.
Okay.
And I'm surprised she was able to stay on that long, actually.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say what I'm gonna say, and then hopefully she can catch it in the replay. But you have a lot of different stories in there, and I feel like it would be better if you broke them down into smaller ones because there was just a lot there. And I would honestly suggest that you would like write those down so you kind of had an idea of what you were going to say right away, because it could be very easy to get lost when there's just so much information there. I mean, it was all really, really good. Like, you have so many good, riveting, inspiring parts to your story that can relate to a lot of different people, and it will just give you such a real face to everybody. And that's what's going to set you, those things, those crazy things that happen to you, like life that happened to you, that's what's going to set you apart from another coach. And that's what's going to help you to inspire somebody else. Like, I bet you're going to inspire a lot of other single moms. You're going to inspire a lot of women that have a lot of weight to lose but don't think that they can do it. There's just so many different ways that you can inspire people in there. Does anybody else want to say anything? I know she can't really hear us.
I just texted her and I told her to listen to the replay.
Okay. All right. Heather's just going out too. All right, so we're gonna move on to Janine.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
This is my first Zoom one, so if I look really dorky or sound awful, I'm really sorry.
Fine.
All right. I'm sorry I've been late because of the weather. My connection's like all messed up, so I may not get everything like how everybody else is doing the stories. But basically, my story began. I've always been skinny fat, I guess. So I really didn't think I needed to lose weight when I first did start with the fix. I'm 45 years old, and I had just returned back to school last year to college to work on my bachelor's degree. And I don't know if it's from being around all the younger kids who I could be their mother in most of the classes, and most of the professors, I could probably be their mother also. I just knew that I needed to start taking better care of myself. I've suffered with depression on and off, probably within the last 20 years, but I'm a human service major, so I've always, I can analyze this and I can take care of this myself, and medications, and I don't do them anymore, that kind of thing. So I self-analyze myself a lot, and I was always raised with clean eating with my father and vitamins and minerals and that. And of course, we know better than our parents do. And I guess I just returned back to that. And I started researching clean eating. My coach, Amber, she actually approached me when she first became a coach because she heard me talking about clean eating. There's a lot of different things you can do with clean eating as per Google, and it was frustrating me because it was always so different in everything that I was reading and looking up. So she talked to me about the 21-day fix, and I said, well, what the heck? All in one package. I'll try it. And this person who thought she didn't need to lose weight lost 25 pounds and 54 inches. I don't even know where I had them, but but I had them. Yeah. And yeah, I did recalculate several times. And like, how the heck did that even happen? I started off at about 158 pounds, which is still within the healthy range, but I just knew there was more to, I needed more energy. I wanted more energy. I was always lethargic and everything. If I could sleep all day, I would. So with the 20-day fix, I had more energy. My kids and my husband were like, who are you? This was also working part-time. I'm an activity leader in a nursing home. I am a full-time college student. I intern, I volunteer, I take care of 4 kids and a husband, so actually 5 kids altogether, and oodles of pets. And, I have a large extended family and that stuff. And everybody was like, what has happened to you? But I'll tell you, my number one happy moment is when you have people look at you and go, holy shit, what have you been doing? Which is awesome, especially when you're 45 and you're just like, you're somebody's mom all the time, and people were noticing the difference. So, and it gives you, a huge self-confidence booster and that stuff. I don't dwell a lot on things that have happened in the past. I think my huge story with people and how I connect with a lot of people, number one is I'm 45. I have a lot of people that I know I'm friends with who are obviously younger than I am through work and through school. And I get a lot, well, if you can do it, I can do it kind of thing. Well, and I take that as an old person joke myself, but, I let it roll. But, and also the fact that I have a super huge busy schedule. I'm constantly going, and I still make time for it. So no excuses with that. Another part is the financial thing. When people tell me they can't afford it, it annoys the heck out of me. I had to cut my hours at work huge. So we seriously rely on my husband's pay. By becoming a coach, and I honestly became a coach because I believe in this. I believe in the products. I believe in the program. I wasn't even trying to lose weight, for God's sakes. And I ended up fitting in from a size 12 down to my daughter's size 7 jeans. And the kid's she's like a skeleton. She's so tiny. And that was when I called my coach up, and I was like screaming. I was so excited because I did not see that coming. I just wanted to feel better about the foods I was putting into my body. I wanted more energy. I wanted abs, and I've got baby abs. I don't even think I ever owned those before. So they're there. But I just believe in the company. The company's amazing. The people in the company are amazing. I love helping people, and I just wish I could just, beat them over the head with something so they would just realize it's that simple. It just happens. You just do the stuff and it just happens. So also a huge thing too is before drinking Shakeology and clean eating, I suffered with migraines daily. I've had migraines probably since I was about 11 or 12, and where I've gone blind at times from the pressure in my head and sleeping and the pounding, eating. And I'm sorry if anybody's in the medical field, about 6 ibuprofen every 4 to 5 hours. I would do that. It was a lot. Yeah, my body's going, thank you for not doing that anymore. But that's just how I got through the day with it. Since I started drinking Shakeology and clean eating, I have not had one migraine since. And that's, again, I'm 45, and I've suffered with them since I was about 11 or 12. So it's huge. I also have a daughter who was diagnosed with lupus. We've had problems. She's had symptoms since she was about 3 or 4 years old as well. I've started her with yoga. She does the fix, but she doesn't do it consistently. She goes to college. She also works full time too. So the family's rather reluctant. I think they think it's a phase I'm going through, but for God's sakes, I've been doing it for 6 months. I think the phase is, still, it should be proven that I'm not stopping kind of thing. But other than that, that's it. I don't, I look forward, and anything that I've gone through in life is something that has built me to where I am today. And I think I just try to instill that in people. You aren't your past, and what you can make out of your futures. It's up to you, your attitude. That's it.
I'm seriously blown away by 99% of that. I love your no BS attitude, because I'm the same way. I can't stand excuses. They bother the crap out of me. So I always thought that I couldn't say that stuff. I always felt like I would offend people. But when I found that by not saying stuff, I was just suffocating. And once I started, I was more myself, and people actually respond to that better. So keep that in mind when you're making your posts. Don't really censor yourself. Totally be yourself. And you have a lot of different parts of your story that are freaking amazing. You are seriously super mom. You do so many things, and yet you still make it work. You're not letting your excuses take you over. You should be sharing that, because people are full of excuses all the time. And if you can actually tell them listen, this is what I do, so I don't even want to hear it. That's going to inspire people to be well, okay, I guess she gets it done. And you know, the people that are going to get offended are the ones that need to hear it the most. And whether they unfriend you or unfollow you, honestly, they're probably going to come back because at one point in their life, they're going to be like, damn it, she was right. And the migraine thing, that is huge to share. That's absolutely amazing. I'm sure there are so many people that suffer with migraines, and just make sure that you tell them, like, hey, I'm not saying that this is going to be your cure, but this is what it did for me. You know, those are such good things to share. You have once again, you have so many different parts of your story that you can break down, but there are so many good things in there that you need to share and share and share again and share some more, because you have so many inspiring things to your story for sure. Seriously. Does anybody want to say anything?
I knew most of Janine's story because she's like my granddaughter / adopted daughter coach. So, and we've talked about it at Fit Club, but I even liked hearing it again. I don't know how much that's actually been talked about on social media, though. I have to go back and look.
Probably not a lot.
So then you should probably try to figure out a way to work some of that stuff into a couple posts here and there.
Yeah, I people know that I go to school, and I'll post like my Shakeology next to my school books as I'm flying out the door and things like that. I mean, it's more. I talk more about it when I'm making my contacts with people, and I, as I'm learning, I'm forming with them, something will come up, and it's like, bam, I've got something that I connect with them with.
Yeah, and I love that, because we've talked about it too. You've been really busy with school, and you've never given it up, and you've realized that you had to figure out ways for time management. You've prioritized things. That's really cool. That's really cool that you've done that. If you post it on your Facebook page, you never know who might see that can relate to it.
Yeah, I definitely. I hate having see, you guys can't see me, that's why. I hate doing pictures of myself. I'm getting better at it, but I definitely have to go and put those more inspiring things on, I guess, of me. I'm great about doing inspiration, and I always get like, I love being in your group. You're so inspiring, and yada yada yada. But yeah, I definitely need to. I need to just go and just blast them with the awesomeness of me, I guess. I'm just joking.
People really respond to you, like actual pictures of you, actual inspiration from you, actual stories about you and your life. You got to share you, because you have so much to share.
And the other thing is too, like you said, you're afraid of, like, or not afraid of, but you just don't like sharing photos of you. You could even include that as part of it too, and say, like you've never really been one to share photos or share those things, but the people on your team, like tonight, you could post after we got the call and say, like, the people on your team inspired you to do it, and to kind of like share your story and stuff like that. And I mean, there was a whole bunch of people in the chat that said that they didn't even realize that you were 45, and I didn't know it either. And so, like, I feel like that's a huge market too, because like a lot of older people, I have a lot of my mom's friends and stuff on here, and they'll message me and be like, you look great, like, what are you doing? And I tell them, they're like, oh, I could never do that, because they'll YouTube it or whatever, and they'll be like, I could never do that. But the thing is, like, you're proof of it. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't think you had anything to do with it, or like you didn't think that you really needed to. You just wanted to eat healthier and stuff like that. But I mean, you're proof that that's there, and that's huge to share too.
And I mean, would you say 54 inches? Real life? Like,
yeah. I didn't know where it was, honest to goodness. And everybody always says, because I'm 5'8", and I've always had long legs. God gave me long legs, and I just don't look at myself that way. We weren't raised to be, it's not vain, because there's self-confidence and being aware of who you are, kind of thing. But it's, I just never, looked at myself as skinny. I just was. We are Polish and German, so everybody's big in my family. I think I was adopted. I don't know. I'm the youngest of 6, so it could be. But it's, when they, I literally did. I recalculated it like 5 times maybe, and it was 54 inches. I'm like, I don't even know where it came from. It was awesome. I was happy with it, but again, I was not And that's my biggest thing is I tell people, it's like, I wasn't looking to lose weight. I didn't know that I had weight to lose, you know, and everybody's like, well, just don't get too skinny. I said, I'm seriously not doing anything other than eating a lot of food, and I am working out. That's the difference. You know, that's the only difference. I'm not skipping meals. I'm eating more than my husband, for God's sake. But your body knows what it's supposed to be. You know, it does. Your body knows what it's supposed to be, and I'm working out, I'm eating right, and it's where it's, you know, it wants to be, you know, if you're doing the right things, I should say. It's not that, you know, but yeah, I don't know, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I just posted this morning too. I'm getting better about doing like those oorah Janine things. I'm sorry, I'm married to a Marine too. So, you know, you do like those oorah posts, and I just got my grades from college for my last semester, and I got a 4.0. So I do get like more, like, I notice I get more likes on things like that when people are like totally stoked for it, because they do know that I'm going through, you know, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy Lemke land here.
Yeah, no, definitely share all of that, and share that you didn't even do this to lose weight, that you didn't think that you had weight to lose, because a lot of people, I'll talk to a lot of people and they're like, well, I don't really have a lot of weight to lose. I don't really want to lose weight. Well, you know, it's not just for weight loss. And, you know, if you're getting your body on track the right way, then it's going to do wonders for it. So that's really something you should be sharing all the time. All right, so we have 3 minutes and we have Chrissy and Shelby. So this is going to be a 3-part call. Sorry, guys. But, I mean, this is super important, and I'm absolutely loving hearing everybody's story. So figure will probably be like 15 more minutes. If you can make it, then just hop off and hop back on. Okay, bye.